So I ended the last video, and I began this video not long after pondering a thought. And after pondering a thought and writing down some information that was pertinent to my perception of my personal reality, arts and entertainment only, right? Is that before the Christ, after the birth. So if it's a before, 420 equaling to 80, equaling to what 88 is, because 8 times 8, 8 plus 8 equals 16, and 64 equals to 80, 0, 8, 8 equals to 8, 0, 8. If that's like an O, but it's a 0 equaling to 64, equaling to DC because of the numeric value of the multiplication of 6 times 4, 6 plus 4, because of the numeric word, which has a value in basic English for the child that was born unto like who I am, where I was born, and how they taught me, because I still know it today. And I want to know how many people in the world right now that are in North America, born under my schooling that I went to. I just want to know how many people in the world think or believe or were taught and told that A is the first letter in the alphabet, and that Z was the last letter in the alphabet. And some people might say it's B value. And the reason for that is because it falls in the B section. The last letter in the alphabet falls in the B section, as it is number 8. Although in bingo, we have a whole different story, but then we have 70 letters in bingo, and I don't want to, or 70 numbers, but I don't want to get into that. So what we're going to finish with is A is 1, and R is 18, and C is 3, and M is 13, and D is 4, and V is 22, and they're all in the same house on different levels. Different levels. So YZY is first and last, and in the C section is like in the A section is the two ends of a shoelace. Here and here. Do you remember that 50 and 55 yard, 50 and 55 yards, right? For the football? Well, the difference is, you see this area over here, the extra string, right? Let me show you the, I think I have a better example of understanding it myself, is what happens. Let me try and untangle this. So I untangled it, and here is the center of the two ends plugged in, okay? And what happens, I believe, in the NFL, it runs like this. This is the way the NFL runs, and that's the reason for the 50-yard line. And now the reason for 55 yards, okay, is because in the 55-yard game, in the CFL, this is the way it works. Like that. Here, video cassette. Here, running on the same gear of the clock. 50, 55 yards. Now, in the CFL, in the NFL, you got 10 yards, the end of the zone. 10 yards. Okay, sorry, in the NFL, you got 10 yards at the end of the zone. But in the CFL, you got more than 10 yards. So it's probably just a sweet hookup, right? And don't forget, there's lost space, that when you have to do this to it, there's also lost space. So if we're talking about hookups, we have to think about completely. Now, if we're talking about A and A, let's say this is both A and A. So we go down to the other part. We're going to look this as Z and Z. And in between here is the Y. Now, the question is, if I take this and drag it all the way this way and splice it, look, we're in a parallel universe. Except the actual tail is over here. Or is this the actual going through the mind and the mouth and the tail? I don't know. I ask myself these questions, and I don't have all the answers. And as you know in science, and as you know in music, and as we know that when the man or the woman brings the sand, and one brings the water, the air, and the wind together, they can create the story, the brick wall, the bricks, the designer, the artist. the one with the imagination that has never built something before but can only put it out on paper. I bring this to the table and I share it with those who'd like to take a piece of the action. When the Lord shares, thy art shares with all. For it is what your eyes see and your ears hear, for what you feel, for how inquisitive you are, the desire to know. Blessed be it this new day that we awaken and we have new information within our own minds that percolate our boiler, percolate the water, that keep the tea, right? When the Pharaoh's here, percolating a thought, rubbing the chin, chinny, chin, chin. So now I would have to say CH, creation heaven, 3 and 8. And just to note that 3 and 8 is a continuous, because if I was running on an angle, 7 over to 5 over to 3, what would be next is 1. And after 1 over here would be 8. And after 1 over here would be 8. So you would have 88 opening up the first crown. Why? Sorry, over here would not be 8. Over here, there's a difference of 4. So you have to minus 4, which means it's 7. So 7 and 8 are across from each other. 7 and 8, G and H. They are the 1 times 7, 1 plus 7. I like to see the gateway. It's the month of October. When you add up 1 through 12, it equals to 78. If everything's running in 12, we have to understand what 78 is. 2 39s, which is also 69. How so? Pythagorean, or that single-digit count? 3 and 3 in their own division? 3 and 3, 39, 39, 78. 3 and 3, 6, 9 and 9, 18. 1 and 8 is 9. It's just on level number 1 spirit. 2 for the house. 3 to get ready and 4 to go. Mars. So the thing I want to tell you right now, or explain, is that everything seems to be with BC. And before the Christ and after the Christ, AC and BC is starting to tell me that the mirror becomes D. And it does, because 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals to 10. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. And designed by art on your famous roulette board. Okay, the 10, where is the 10? Is black. Unlike the 1, 1 plus 1 equals to red. And the 19, so you have 1 over here. 19, 1, 1, and 1. And here you have 9, and here you have 9. And then you went, where's your next 9? You're 28, you're 27. And you have 9 here. So you have 9 here. So your 9s seem to be, anyways, let me do that again. Your 9, 2 and 7, 9. 1 and 8, 9. And your other 9 is over here. So how this board works. So where's 19? 19 is actually 1. Yes, 19 is over here, red. And 28, where's 28? 26. Wow. 28. There's another one. So 1 and 2 on this side, and 4 and 9 on this side. It's telling me some stories here. Easily balanced. Sorry, it was which side is easily balanced? This side is the easily balanced. Where all opposites should be equaling to 30, I think 37. Let me see, 9, 36, 10, 36. Anyways, let's not get into that. I don't want to jump off board. So if everything is talking about 2 and 3, they're all talking about reverse 1 spirit, which becomes Uranus and Neptune. Uranus and Neptune come together as the gateway through what is Venus and Earth. And that gateway is into the house we live. And for entertainment purposes only, it's part of your arm. The house you live is within your arm. So how do you write arm? Arm, oh, hold on a second. Okay, yes. We have to go, sometimes we have to spell backwards. So A-R-M-A-R-S. That's the house we're in right now. So now my question is, if we want to have the power to reverse all effects into a house, and this is more of, if we believe that we do have that power, But what will it actually cause? What will be the cause and effect? Will we see it? When will we give up our hope? At what point will we give up our hope? Because if it does have the power, it's going to work. And if it doesn't, meditation and feeling good about your choices that do not deceive anyone at all, are fine. So this is what I think, that we have to accept in a certain way, that not that, yes, let's go to Mars. No, let's not accept go to Mars. Let's accept that we are here right now. If this is the house of DC according to games, according to math, according to the alphabet, and if I can't believe, oh yes, lo and behold, maybe I'll put it right here. Maybe I'll just put my stuff up here and get it out from here. So here's the dice. So we have Mars. So Mars would be where so here would be the numeric value for the queen, right? And that would be 62. We want the game, we'll get 26. We want the card, we get 26. We want the sleeping bear, almost like a beaver, because it's up and awake, and the beaver is under and over, right? Awake and asleep, under and over. You know, we use the two terms as for the heavens and the earth, and for the birth and the heavens. So we have numeric value 51 for Mars, and 1/4 of time representing of what the numeric value for Earth is, 25. In which the numeric value for the word jack is known as a plug-in in our old telephones, for the push buttons that we used to play with, is 15, and 4 times 15 equals to the 60 seconds on the clock, right? Don't you remember playing all the games on TV? Let's put 60 seconds on the clock. Which game is it? What are these games telling us? Because if it's for, unlike what I say my channel is about entertainment purposes only, it's all about the entertainment, and through the entertainment, we learn all the time. If you play cards, you learn the game. If you go to the movies, you learn something from the movies. What you should do, what you shouldn't do. Oh, I heard that. You talk about it. You engage in conversation. Always pulling the good things out of life. And it's nice sometimes to make people aware in a controlled manner. And don't be afraid to hurt somebody's feelings sometimes. Sometimes things have to be said. So we have these dice here. Now 2 times 4, 2 plus 4, 6 and 8. THC, time, heavens, creation, the oven. Why the oven? And I also wrote a word before, and that word was, just give me a second. So now to finish off this video, I was looking for something. I took a little break to write a little story, and here is what it is. It is the words after, before and after the Christ. Before, we're going to see if we can get this camera down over here, right over here. Before the Christ, after the birth. CB, Earth, and Venus coming together. When you turn Venus, exon good, exon grave, you end up creating what is the mirror of Mars. Where once the numbers, let's see if I can use it here for my, come on, just give me a little chance. Just give me a little chance. Where the numbers, let me see where the numbers are. Where the numbers are. Just give me a second. Let me put this on pause. So we're going to continue where the numbers are, and we're not going to use these numbers. We're going to use these numbers. 1, 3, 5, 7. So 1, 5, and 9. And we're going to look at 1, 5, and 9. This is like Earth and Mars, right? The separation of creating a duplicate Venus comes 1, 5, and 9. So we see 1, 5, and 9. And if we want to take that to another level, and again, I have to go ahead, we're going to have to understand that, right? Mars is 4 pieces, Earth is 9, right? So we're only living on 4 of a total of 9. So if we want, we're looking like the letter P of 5 pieces. That would be the part missing, and this L is what's left, P and L inside of this. So I use these pieces as my instruments for a better understanding. And I gridded it out because it's 1, 3, 5. I mean, in between 1 and 5 is 3, in between 5 and is 9. So 3 and 7 differentiate here. And then when we go this way, right? Hold on a second. We have 1, 3, 5. And here 1, 5, and 9, just like 1, 5, and 9. On the other side of 9 is 4. And the other side, because I'm continuing, 5 plus 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 4 is 9. So 1, 5, and 9. There was no separation in this. I made it on another paper with a separation. Here I used no separation, so there's many ways to do this, right? No, well, I didn't do it that way as 1, 3, 5. I went 1, 5, and 9. When I go 1, 3, 5, the interference here creates the letter C, A, C, and E, ACE. Also says sun in the first 3, but it stops over here. It doesn't continue to the full formation. So the sun is stopping right here in the center. And then it's reconnecting over here and dragging itself down because of the word ace. And ace is a division, the letter. If we take a look at it, the letter A is like that, and it creates a D on top with a C on the bottom. The flat line C representing what is Earth, and the point is what represents Mars. Like everything to divide in the center, like creating a window, that's Mars. But between these two sides is Earth. The reason for that is that Earth is number 52, giving it 2 lines, and Mars is number 51, giving it 1 line, showing me that the A for 1, okay, whether it has a flat top or not. So the hexagon is both Earth and Mars coming together according to the alphabet and math. So this is one formation of this creation. I'm starting to lose where I am. Yes, let me just think for a second. Yes, so we had this, we had Rubik's Cube, we had Earth, we had Mars. We have these numbers here which come off the telephone, the calculator, the ATM, in which, if you look at the ATM, the 7 and 9 have 3 letters each, where the 1 has a Q and a Z. 8843, House of DC, 2 times 4, 2 plus 4, 8 and 6, 14, 1 and 4 is 5, dividing inside the house of creation. Venus now goes the other way, right? So it's either 1, 9, AI, which duplicates C and G. So if we had to duplicate our spirit in the birth, we would recreate Mars through 3 and 7, other than 1 and 9. Here it's a 4 and 4, and here it's a 2 and 2. There's only one separation in between here. And the numeric values that separate in between these numbers, and I didn't want to mess this up. Listen to that, 1745 of the video. And remind me of that in comments about the pipes. Yeah, so I'm going to have to try, because I draw things ugly after, and then I like to throw them out. So in between here, right, 3, 5 is number 4. And here is 6, Zion, Israel. And over here, right, is number 3, the halfway point. And over here is 7. So there's an in-between reverse to what these numbers are, but not over here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And believe it or not, in kilometers, this would be the diameter of 2160, which is equivalent to the diameter of the moon, or 1.5 times 1440 minutes in a day. Or the other calculation of 25,920 of the Mayan count divided by 2160 of the diameter of the moon equals to 12. The Mayan count, remember, the minutes, the seconds in a day, the primary words ever spoken, okay, I think it's in Genesis, okay, is telling us about formation. It's a clock. It's a gauge. We use DC. 5 and 3 is going to be 4 and 2, the divided gate between energy. 4 and 2, 2 times 4, 2 plus 4, 6 and 8, dividing of the 7th gate. We can use 4 and 4 if we want, which is going to be 33. And that dividing gate creates 6 and 9 rotation inside the sun. And remember that when you have a sun, you can have little loops inside of it on the inside, like light bulbs. You can have it on the outside, you can have it on the inside. We have to learn design. You want to turn over 2 and 4. We did that, 5 and 2. We're going to do 6 and 2, which is 5 and 1. So this is your Earth-Mars cubics. This is your 6, although it doesn't look like a hexagon. I have designs that show that a hexagon turns into that a hexagon, see here is Earth and Mars coming together, right? This part will be Earth, and this will be Mars. So Mars has divided Earth, it seems like. Actually, it would probably be this way. And then when we do this creation, we have an off-sided cube, or we can just do it this way. And we have this one cube here and then one cube here on top of each other. Now, if we created it next to each other, like this, or if I created it, I'm not really sure if I should do it this way and create this as 9, create this as 6, but I can, I continue it over. Boy, how do I create that piece of art? I forget that. Is it like that? Hold on a second. Is it like that? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's like that, but it ends up to look like a cowboy boot. It ends up to look like, you see the way it gets larger on one end when I set it up this way, or this way, where this is upside down to 6 and 9, but I've done this design before. I'm not going to get into it right now. I'm a little farmished. I'm a little tired. No excuses. And yeah, so this is where the numbers divide between what the French say, how the English speak, and our languages in the world that are tearing apart and bringing together to have more of an expression, more of a formation, right? Giving form to the word. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. The last thing I'm going to show you. And I'm trying desperately to finish this, although I haven't touched it in a couple of years. By the way, this is also a division of numbers, a different kind of division. It's when a number of let's say 1, 4, and 7, there's a number in between that. So I show the numbers in between it. There's more than one way to do it on this, writing up and down, like 1, 4, 7 continuous, or writing diagonally. 7, 5, 3, and then crossing it this way, 5, 9, 5, 1, and then continuing, and it's going to create different formations, and it's going to look distorted, this entire thing. Just give me one more second. I showed you the string theory and the football fields, but I'm missing my piece on pi. I'm putting it on pause. Okay, I took it off on pause. I'm going to be, let me get my camera bigger for myself here, the screen. This is pi. Okay, this is pi reformatted. Now, I am going to run this as 3 numbers and then find the similarities to a box of 9 and see if it repeats any box of 9, because that's how I'm going to bring pi to an easier view in less numbers to see if it ever can repeat to a continuous, to where it says it never does. But we have to remember that when you reconfigure to only 3, 6, and 9, it will show a continuous. At what number that is exactly, I do not know. Where do I get this? I'm not going to explain it to you right now because I've mentioned it so many times. It's the Pythagorean count. And the Pythagorean count is, and also we can use the Scrabble reality, which Scrabble means 3 times the word. So if you have a base word, you're going to increase the value. Pythagorean count is counting down to a single word or single word digit as 1 digit alone. So when you're going 1, 4, and 7, although 7 is level 2 and 4 is, 7 is level 3, level 2, level 1, let's call it. The difference is always 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. So north and south is always 3. North and south is always 3. Sideways is always 1. We don't see that over here. All we see is 3s. There's either 3 or 6, the difference. So it's either between 1 and 7, 2 and 8, 3 and 9, or 1 and 4, 4 and 7. So that's the formation of 3, 6, and 9. And the in-between count of above and below is 1.5, which is the same numeric value, or 3 to 2, of what Venus Earth creation is, which is the spirit inside of Venus. Okay. Earth, yeah, so the 1 point, and east and west is 0.5, explaining the E worlds. So it's an in-between number. So instead of having number 1 now, instead of having just 3s, now we're going to see it as 1 and 5. Now 1 and 5 creates 6. This creates a 0.5. There is no 0.5. It's a halfway point, but a halfway point in time is 3. Halfway point in time is 3. 60 seconds of 3, 1.5 times the time is 9. 60 seconds equals to 90. It's very confusing because I can't explain it all, but I know it works because I've been working with that formula. And okay, let's say it doesn't work. Let's try to debunk it working together. Like, let's not say that 6 and 9 can also not be referred to as number 25. 6 and 9, 25. How so? Well, if 3 and 3 is 6, and 3 is half a 6 is noted as 0.5. Now, not only is it 0.5, but if we were regarding to time, half of 60 seconds is 30 seconds equaling to 3. So we have to understand, are we working in metric? What formula are we using? What is the big equation? Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. Nice and bright today. I had a brown cabinet over there, but I painted it. Thank you for watching this video. Please share and like. This is all from the skeleton alphabet.